This is the Module 4 end of module review. First question says, what is the product of 7/9 and 15? So I have to know that this word product right here tells me that I need to multiply. So in order to multiply, I write the 7 over 9, multiply it by 15. And I know that when I have a whole number, if I have a whole number, underneath my whole number is a 1. So now I can multiply straight across. 7 times 15 is 105. If you need to do that work on the side, you may. And then 9 times 1 is 9. Now I can't leave this as 105/9. It's an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So I need to say 105 divided by 9. And when I do that, I know that it goes in 11 times, and then there is a remainder of 6. And it's 6 out of 9 pieces. So it's 11 and 6/9, which I can simplify to be 11. And then I can divide 6 and 9 both by 3, and it's 11 and 2/3. Next, it says the price of a hat is $57. When it goes on sale, it will be 1/4 less. So it's 1/4 of that amount. How much would you save? So 1/4 of the 57, of tells me to multiply, of 57. And once again, we know that since it's of, so we're going to have that 57, so we know that we have to look at it and say that there's a 1 underneath again. And this time I say 57 times 1 is 57, and 4 times 1 is 4. And it's 57 divided by 4, and when I do 57 divided by 4, it goes in 14 times. There's 1 left over, and then add a 4. But I can't write money as 14 1/4. So that is 14 1/4 is 25 cents. So $14.25. Next it says, what is the product of 2/9 and 4/6? Once again, product tells me to multiply. So I have 2/9 times 4/6. And when I do that, I end up with 8/54, which I can't leave. It's 2 even numbers, so I need to simplify it. What I also know, though, is that when I go to simplify it, it's 8 divided by 2 because it's even. So it'll be 4, and 54 divided by 2 is 27. So I end up with 4/27. Next one says 1/4 of the tables in a restaurant are taken. So we're going to draw our restaurant. We're going to split it into fourths because it says 1/4 of the tables in the restaurant are taken. So this is 1/4. It's all taken. It says 3 of those 8 tables, telling me that that 1/4 is equal to 8. There's 8 tables there. That's what 1/4 is. 3 of them haven't ordered their food. And then it says what fractions still have to order. Well, if they haven't ordered, they still have to order. So 3 out of the 8 tables have not ordered food. So therefore, they still have to order. And the answer is 3/8. That's how simple that one is. Next question is, what is the product? Again, we need to know that product is to multiply. So we have 4 and 1/3 times 5/8. When we have a mixed number, we must turn it into an improper fraction before we multiply. So in this case, we have 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1 is 13. So we have 13/3 times 5/8. When we multiply straight across, we get 65/24. That's an improper fraction that we need to turn back into a mixed number because that's saying 65 divided by 24, which would give me 2 wholes. 17 is left over out of 24. Next, it says once again, what is the product? We keep saying the product, and that keeps saying to multiply. So I have 17 1/4 times 1/3. Once again, it is a mixed number. We need to turn it into an improper fraction. And when you multiply 17 times 4, you get 68. And then we have to add in the 1, which is 69. So we have 69 fourths times 1/3. And when I multiply this right across, I get 69 twelfths, which is the same thing as saying 69 divided by 12. And 69 divided by 12, it goes in 5 times. 9 out of the 12 is left over, which means that I have 5, and I can divide 9 and 12 both by 3, so 5 and 3/4. Next, this time it says, what is the quotient? Quotient means to divide of 14 divided by 2/7. This goes back to our keep, change, flip. So this has a 1 underneath. We have to remember that. So I'm going to keep, I'm going to change the division to multiplication, and I'm going to flip the number upside down. And when I have 14 times 7, I get 98. And then I have 1 times 2, which is 2. And when I have 98 halves and I do 98 divided by 2, I end up with a whole number of 49. Next, we have 11 sandwiches. Everyone ate 1/4 of each sandwich for a snack. How many people had snacks? So what we're doing is we're taking our 11 sandwiches and seeing how many fourths are in it, or how many quarters. So we're dividing it up. 11 divided by 1/4. So we go back to our keep, which is over 1, change, flip, and we end up with 44 over 1, which is equal to 44. So we have 44 people eating snacks, and you should write a sentence. Next, we're talking about Frederick, and he pays $24.80 for 4 beach towels. How much did each one cost? Very simply, we're dividing 4 into $24.80. Since there's no decimal on the outside, the decimal stays right where it is. So I move the decimal up right here. And 4 goes into 2 0 times. 4 goes into 24, though, 6 times. 4 goes into the 8 2 times, and 4 goes into the 0 0 times. So our answer would be $6.20 for each towel. And in order to check it, I could always do $6.20 times 4, and I should get $24.80. Question 10. Maggie paid $94.50 for 3 5/10 kilograms of shrimp. We want to find out what is the price per kilogram. So I want to take my $94.50 and I'm going to divide it by my 3 5/10. So I need to jump once on the outside here. So I need to jump once on the outside here, and my decimal is going to be right here. So 35 does not go into 9, but it can go into 94 2 times, which would make this 70. And this becomes 24. I bring down my 5. And how many times does 35 go into 245? The answer is 7. It goes in. But I can't forget that I have to bring down my next number. And 35 goes in there 0 times. So I can't leave my answer though as 27.0 because I'm working with money. Remember, you have to have 2 place values after the decimal. So the answer in this case would be $27, and you need to put another 0 after it. Next, Tyler is making 6 loaves of banana bread. He uses 1 1/3 cups of flour for each loaf. How many cups of flour does Tyler use in all? So he's taking his 6, and for each one he needs 1 1/3. So we need to change this though. It should be 6 times, we need an improper fraction. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. It's 4/3. And when I multiply straight across, I have to remember I need a 1 underneath. So I end up with 24/3, which is the same thing as saying 8. So he needs 8 cups of flour. Question 12. is a rectangular tile, is 2/7 foot wide, 6/8 foot long. What's the area? Well, area is length times width. So we need to do 2/7 times 6/8. And when we do that, we end up with 12/56. And then we simplify that by dividing them both by 4, and we end up with 3/16 feet, and it's squared because we multiplied them. Next, we're talking about Sonia. She has 7 feet of yarn, and she wants to put it into 9 pieces. How long is each piece? Well, she has 7 feet of yarn, and she wants to divide the 7 feet by 9 pieces. Very simply, 7 divided by 9. We had learned how to answer those that way. Question 14. A baker has 19 cups of flour, and he wants to share them equally to make 12 loaves. So he has 19 cups, and he wants to share them equally by 12. And in order to do that, it's just 19 divided by 12, but it's an improper fraction, so I need to turn it into a mixed number, which would be 1 and 7/12 cups. Question 15. Dan read 1/3 of the book in 6 days. What part of the whole book did he read each day? So he's taking his 1/3 of a book and he's splitting it up between 6 days. Okay. So there it is, and we're going to do our 1/3 times 1/6, and he's reading 1/18 every single day. 1/18 will tell me how much he's reading every day, because here's our 1/3, and we split our 1/3 into 6 days. And that gets us to our 1/18. Okay, 5 friends share 2 apples, so we have 5 friends sharing 2 apples. Am I dividing the 5 friends up? No, so I have to look at it again. I'm dividing my 2 apples up by my 5 friends, which means that each person will get 2/5. For a party, Paul bought cupcakes. 5/9 are chocolate. So he has 5/9 are chocolate. And then of the chocolate cupcakes, 1/4 are sprinkles. So 1/4 of the 5/9 are chocolate and sprinkles. And that would give me my 5/36. Next, at an ice cream shop, a large chocolate shake takes 5/6 of a pint of milk. So this is his large one. If the medium shake takes 3/4 of the large, so 3/4 of the large, how much does a medium shake take? It would be 15/24. When I look at 15/24, I need to realize that I need to divide them both by 3, and I would get 5/8. Question 19 is about the package of paper. So we have the package of paper that weighs 2 2/7 ounces. And Mike is putting 9.5 packages on the scale. So you want to know how much that weighs, we need to multiply the two of them. So first we need to turn them into improper fractions, which is 16/7 times 19/2. And when I multiply 16 times 19, I get 304 over 14. And when I divide 304 by 14, I get 21 and 10/14. But I have to realize that I can simplify that, which would be 21 and 5/7. And last, the store has 7 boxes of video games. If they sold 1/5 of a box each day, so 1/5 of a box each day, they have 7. We need to see how many fifths go into 7. So then we need to do our keep, change, flip. And we can see that it will take 35 days.